Okay, so this evening we are discussing teaching in Dubai, the stuffs you need to get ready before you leave your country. If you're already in Dubai, how you can get a teaching job and how you can navigate the teaching career, not just in Dubai, but in all the Emirates in UAE. So today with me, I have a teacher who will be discussing the requirements, the things you need to get ready, and how to go about it in general. Dubai is not a country because many of us think that Dubai is a country, okay? But Dubai is not a country. Dubai is like a state in a country, right? Put it this way, Dubai is like Lagos in Nigeria, right? So the country itself is United Arab Emirates. Why? In the United Arab Emirates, there are five, right? Five. Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Oman Queen, Fujairah, Rakasaima, right? So there are 5 Emirates in the UAE. You can teach in any of these Emirates, but we are going to concentrate on Dubai because Dubai is the place where they have more immigrants coming in. Dubai is like the hub of opportunities. If you look at events going on in the Middle East, Dubai is the hub of all these opportunities, right? So as more people are coming into the country, the more the opportunities for teachers, the more opportunities for professionals. So if you are into medical line, all those kind of work, you have many opportunities here. Today we are concentrating on teaching. And I'm going to bring up a teacher. Who will discuss what is needed, the requirements, the necessary things you need to package before coming to Dubai. If you're already in Dubai, the things you need to get ready to find a teaching job. So tonight with me is Ruth Gideon. She's a teacher and a teaching consultant based here in Dubai. Dubai, the city of gold. So welcome, Gideon. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Okay. I don't know if you are, I can. Oh my goodness. Are you hearing me? Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Are you getting any interference from my own side?
Not at all.
I feel there is an interference from somewhere. Please, let me fix it.
All right.
Okay. Sorry about that. It's a interference. So we are going to move on immediately. I want you to discuss with my audience what are the things someone needs to get ready before. Assuming I'm in Nigeria and I want to move
I think
on.
the line is glitching. It's glitching.
Can you hear me now? But you can hear me.
Yeah, if the line is breaking, I think something is faulty there.
But you can hear me now. You can hear me properly.
Okay, it's okay now.
Huh?
It's okay now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly now.
Okay, so what are the things, like I'm in Nigeria, I want to move over to Dubai. What do I need to get ready? I'm still in Nigeria, like someone is still in Nigeria and they want to move over to Dubai. What are the things they need to get ready before they move? Why they are still in their country, like Ghana, Tanzania, in any of these African countries or even Asia country, what do they need to get ready before they move over to Dubai?
All right, thank you so much for the question. There are basic things a teacher ought to put in place before migrating to Dubai or to UAE, because Dubai, as you said, is just a state, one of the states in UAE, one of the Emirates out of the 7 Emirates we have here in UAE. So, as a teacher intending to teach here in UAE, you ought to attest your credentials. That is number one. Because without you attesting your credentials, your qualifications, I mean, if you're a degree holder, your degree certificate ought to be attested as per the UAE requirement. And then you ought to receive your transcripts from your school, which should be attested as well. Now, apart from the attestation, there are other basic things you ought to put in place before migrating to Dubai to teach. But as we continue, I'm going to divulge those information.
Okay. So what do you mean by attestation? Attestation. You need to attest your results.
Yes, we have the attestation and eligibility. Now, for you to attest your results, there are 3 major places you ought to attest them. What I'm trying to say in essence is the authenticity of your results ought to be discovered, ought to be, the UAE embassy ought to find out actually if this degree is authentic. So you need to move to the UAE embassy, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, for them to go through your certification and ensure that this is genuine and not fake.
Okay. That's so what I'm trying to say. The attestation is like trying to confirm how authentic your result is, right?
Exactly.
And to find if it is equivalent to what is obtainable in UAE, right? And without that, you cannot use your result in Dubai. If you've not attested your results, you can't use it in Dubai. Something like that, right?
Exactly. Without you attesting your credentials, mostly the highest qualification, you can't use it as a professional teacher here.
Okay, so I studied chemistry, but it's not in education. I studied chemistry as a physical sciences. Can I use it to teach in Dubai? Like, I didn't have educational background. Is it possible to use that in Dubai?
Okay. Having been in the school system, for a typical Nigerian, I would advise you to ensure that you have an educational backing, because you are not an European. They can fulfill those basic things for an European, but for an African, from Nigeria to be specific, there is need for you to have an educational backing. You must have to go for a program, either PGDE, postgraduate diploma in education, to back up your chemistry certificate, which is not education related. It's very important.
So you are saying that it will be a bit hard to get a job without educational background?
Definitely. In fact, it's one of the UAE requirements that you must have an educational background for you to be able to teach in the education sector here in UAE, irrespective of your degree or qualification.
Okay, so what do you think about secondary school teachers? The opportunities in Dubai are there for secondary school teachers or just primary school teachers? Like, where do we have more opportunities? Where do we have more? Is it in the crèche? Is it in the primary school or secondary school? Like, I taught in SS1 mathematics, and what is the chances that I have more SS1 opportunities, or can I revert to primary school or junior secondary, something like that? So, like, where do we have more opportunities?
Okay, the opportunities, I would say, is just equal, or should I say, because of the number of kids here in UAE, the primary opportunities is higher than that of secondary. But before you could be able to teach in the secondary sector in UAE, you must be a master's degree holder. Yeah.
Wow. You will have masters
Exactly.
before you teach in secondary school.
Yes, exactly. Then you see that you will be limited to primary or grade or foundation class with your degree. In fact, there is no WAEC holder teaching here in UAE in the
You
primary.
cannot teach with WAEC.
No. Even your NCE most times it's rejected. Sometimes the NCE, you'll be an assistant teacher actually with your NCE. But for you to teach here as a class teacher or subject teacher, you will need to be a degree holder in education or backing it up with an education course or qualification. So secondary school is meant for those with master's degree holders. They are the ones that could be able to teach in secondary school, and primary school is limited to. And even in my co-teachers, they are master's degree holders, but they are teaching in primary school. You see?
Wow.
So that is how it is here in UAE. Unlike Nigeria, where you can teach with your
Anybody can teach.
You can teach in SS3. You can even teach any subject of your choice as far as you're capable of delivering the subject effectively. It's not so here in UAE.
Okay.
Should I throw more light on that?
No, that's interesting. That's interesting to note.
Okay.
It's interesting because I was teaching with my BSc, even in secondary school, I was head teacher without my master's, you know.
Of course. Myself, I taught SS3 in 3 schools. I taught SS3. I was also a class teacher, a form mistress, and I was a dean in one of the schools with my degree. But here, it's not obtainable. You need to pass through series of training and professional training and etc. before you'll be able to attend to that height here in UAE.
Okay, guys. So thank you for following. Thank you for watching. There are other things we are going to be discussing. If you have a question from what she has said so far, you can drop it in the comment section. I can see you, Richard, Juliet, Purity. So welcome. Any question you have, drop it in the comment section and she'll answer it. I will bring it up and she'll answer it. So we want to know, can someone apply for teaching job from India, from Ghana, from Nigeria, from Spain, and get it in Dubai before they travel? Or should they move into the country first before they can get the job? Hello? Did you get my question?
Well, yes, I can hear you. I believe you can hear me, right? Or is it breaking?
No, it's okay.
Okay. Should I go ahead with the question? The answer?
I say, can someone get
can you
a
hear
teaching?
Me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay, let me answer your questions. I heard it clearly.
Okay.
All right. As I said earlier on, there is this preferential treatment people from European countries receive here in UAE, not just UAE, or the Gulf countries. They usually give these preferential treatments to native speakers, English native speakers. So people from America, UK, and sometimes South Africa, they can apply from home, their home country, and the opportunity will be given to them.
Okay.
This is about their nationality. Now, for an African, for an Indian, although Indians, their case is different because Indian schools here normally recruit from India directly.
Okay.
They recruit Indians from home and then everything is settled within them. Now, for a Nigerian or a Ghanaian, Kenyan, Ugandan, the chances of securing employment here in UAE as a teacher while applying back from an African country is actually slim, especially when you consider the influx of people trooping into Dubai to teach. You're not just the only one. A lot of people are here to teach as well. They are physically here. Their flight tickets have been taken care of. Unlike you, a Nigerian or Ghanaian back there at home, applying, it's not going to be easy, but I'm not trying to say that it's impossible. But the
Okay.
chances of getting employed if you apply back there at home is quite bleak. Yeah.
Okay. So you say it's better the person has to come into the country before looking for the job.
Of course.
That will increase the
Exactly.
chances. Okay.
Sure,
Uh,
sure. Your
and
physical presence matters.
okay, okay. So if I come in with 3 months visit visa or like tourism visa, can I get a teaching job within that 3 months space? Um, how easy it is? Can I get a job within that 3 months if I'm prepared and qualified? Or can it take more than that?
Okay, all these things are under probability, but you can secure a teaching job within 3 months because your qualification, your disposition, and all these things matters. If you're hardworking and you're the type that can move from school to school, submitting your CV, and your CV itself is good enough to sell you, because here your CV is what will market you, is what will represent you.
Your
So if
CV.
you are capable of moving, yeah, if you have a nice CV, in fact, you'll be called upon for interviews, multiple
Oh,
interviews. But if your CV is not good enough, because a lot of people from diverse countries that are applying for the same position. For
okay.
instance, let's assume someone is applying for the position of a science teacher, grade two, and about 500 people are also applying for the same position. The HR will have to go through the best of CVs and call them for an interview. So your
Okay.
CV is what will market you, is what will represent you. So if you are capable of moving from school to school, physically submitting your CV, a well-written CV, yeah, it's possible and it's easier that way to secure a teaching job, mostly in the private sector. It's not obtainable in the government sector. You just go to the government school to submit your CV. It's quite different. But in the private sector, you can secure a teaching job after submitting a CV there and an interview.
Okay. So someone asked, Mary Mercy asked, um, the question says, so is there an avenue to obtain a master's certificate while in UAE? So I will answer this one, yes. If you have the money and you pay for the master's training, you obtain it. It's your money. If you can secure the scholarship, you can secure scholarship, then you do it. But you can actually do that. It's nobody stopping you from furthering. In fact, you are encouraged to upscale and get more certificates. Certificates is respected in Dubai and not just anyhow. Just as she said, you need to get masters before you can teach secondary school, right? So if you have the opportunity and you're teaching in primary school and you can run the master's program within 1 year or 2 years, depending on the kind of program, then nobody stops you from doing that. So it depends on you, actually. Okay. Hello? Hello? I think your camera, your network is a bit shaking. Okay, the next thing we are going to be discussing is money, because I think that's what everybody's interested in. How much do I earn? How do I make money? If I come here, what are the salary range? Am I going to make $1,500? The salary, is it up to 200,000 naira for primary school teacher? Is it up to, in conversion to naira? And, if I could get up to 500,000 naira a month, if I could get up to 1 million. So we want to look at the salary like an assistant teacher or a grade one teacher, as you may call it. Hello, Ruth? Auntie Ruth? Oh my God. I think Our network is disturbing, please. Okay, Ruth she will join back. So far we've discussed the things you need to do. First, we said you need to attest your results back home in Nigeria, and it is better you come in before you start looking for job, because that will increase your chances. That will increase your chances of getting the job proper, because as you are searching, more people are searching with you. You are not just, no job is waiting for you anyway, right? When you come in, you search like others, but the possibility of getting a job within the first 3 months of your visa is high if you are qualified, because there are more schools opening per season, and application season for teaching job is actually into 2, right? Basically, the September openings for school. So if you want to apply for September opening, then you need to start getting ready from July. By July, you need to send in your application. You need to start sending in your application. How some people do it is that you need to have a way to say that you should be in Dubai by September when you are applying, right? When you are applying, you make it such a way that I should be in Dubai by September, so they shouldn't worry about your presence. By that July, you start making your application. Another application round starts January, because some people will go home for December for Christmas celebration and they will not return, right? And they have vacancies for teachers, you know, from Abu Dhabi to Dubai, Sharjah, most of them have vacancies. You need to make your applications, get 3 months visa. If you have everything you need, then you can come in. So someone asked, so now, where do I stay for the duration I will be at UAE before getting a job? How do I feed? How much do you think I should be? You should be eating. And how do I send in my application? Mrs. Ruth Gideon will take care of everything you need to know about where to send your application, how to get your result attested, the trainings you need to do when you're coming into the countries, because there are still some little training to introduce you into the system, into the teaching system. Maybe the teaching system you have in Nigeria is using British teaching system or British curriculum, the American curriculum, right? Also, so, but for this Dubai teaching, they will need to introduce you to the kind of curriculum they're teaching. So Gideon will take care of that. Ruth Gideon will teach you everything you need to do. So after this conversation, try as much as possible to connect with her, let her know your needs, and she will direct you accordingly, right? So you asked, where do you stay before getting a job? You have to come into the country with some money. You rent an apartment, you have to come in with money. If you don't have money, there's no way you can even book your tickets, right? When you come in with your own money, then you need to rent an apartment, maybe share the apartment, you live with some people. If you have the money, you can rent your own house. But renting for yourself, depending on the location, it can cost a lot of money. It can cost a lot of money. So people prefer to live with others, maybe shared apartment, something like that, right? How much depends on how much you need to come in with, depends on you, depends on the kind of lifestyle you live. If you're someone that wants special place, you want to live on your own, then you need a lot of money. Sometimes if you want to pay for one room, it can cost more than 400,000 naira in a month. But if you live with people, you can get it down as less as maybe 70 to 50,000 naira every month, depending on the location anyway. So, and how you are going to feed. You buy food, you buy paratha, you buy food like every other person does, and that's it. You buy food like every other person. We're having issues with connecting Mrs. It's an issue. I'm trying to connect her back. So give me some minutes because she needs to tell us about the money part, because I think that's the most important part. How much is paid? I think that's what everybody's waiting for. So how do I make the money there? And what are the visa requirements and living conditions, So please just give me some minutes. I'm going to bring her up to talk to us on that. Oh my God. Okay, while we wait for her to connect, if you have questions, okay, please connect back, Miss Gideon. Connect back. Let's finish up. We still have 30 minutes to go. Do you have more questions? Chioma Adugo, do you have question? Jude, do you have question? Agonwa Keme. So I'll be willing to answer your question. Adazion Evelyn, network is very bad.
All right.
Jude? Okay, how do you send in your application? Number one, there are many ways to send in your application for teaching job. Although the route will direct you on how to go about it, but the ones I know, I will tell you. First, when you come into the country or you are still outside the country, what you need to do after this training, after this section, you need to connect with Ruth. She runs a teaching job alerts forum. Like, she sends people alerts when there is a teaching vacancy in the UAE, from Dubai to Abu Dhabi to Omar Queen, Sharjah. She has those, like, she outsourced for those vacancies and she sent to people. So if you are in that WhatsApp group, if you're in that chat group, that mentorship group, she will send you those updates. Then you will see the schools that are recruiting. Majorly, you send your application through email, right? They will say, we are recruiting for so, 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 and so. Send in your application to this email. What you need to do, you need to create a very powerful CV. That CV should communicate your value. It should communicate what you're offering to them, right? Your years of experience matters a lot. If you've taught from primary school, if you've taught for 5 years, your chances of getting a job will be much better than someone that just taught for 6 months. So you need to create a powerful CV, a CV that will communicate your value, right? Then when you have that CV, you send in to the application email that was made available for you. Another way is to get job apps. There are job apps in Dubai, like Glassdoor, Indeed, Naukri Golf. In those apps, you can use them to find job. They are advertised vacancies, right? So when you see those vacancies, you send in your application. There are many portals. Another way is to go to the schools by yourself. Move on in the morning, dress properly, put some perfume in your body. You start moving out. You go there. This is what I can do. This is what I can do. Then you offer yourself to them. They may take you from there. So that's how to go about it. Either sending through email, either sending through job apps, or going to the schools physically to be interviewed by them. Present yourself to them. Oh God. Okay. It says, when preparations can I come in with my child? Coming in with your child is nothing if you can feed the child. If it's a little baby, I don't think they need visa. but you have to pay for their insurance, you have to pay for their feeding. So it depends on you, right? It depends on you naturally.